Hi, welcome to My Ag Life. This is Taylor. We're here at the Crop Consultant Conference, day one, just finishing off the day here. I'm with Ian Grettenberger, who's with UC Davis. Ian just gave a great presentation on Diamondback Moth and some of the issues that are being seen with management of this pest, where we're at right now with it. Ian, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to have you here today. Ian, in your presentation, of course, you mentioned insecticide resistance. It's the plague of diamondback moth in cole crops right now. Your broccolis, your lettuces, your cauliflowers, your Brussels sprouts. Insecticides really, though, are the main form of management for this pest, and that's why we've gotten to where we are today. I first heard about this pest 5 years ago and figured maybe we wouldn't be at this spot, and it turns out it's actually in a worse place today. If you could give some context to the situation that growers are experiencing right now in cole crops and how that's being addressed, and why new products aren't really coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, so Diamondback moth is a global pest. It's in many different countries, many different regions, and it's always been difficult to manage. And it's been an issue in California for a while, but yeah, we're seeing bigger issues as of late. Some of that may be environmental. We may have better overwintering survival, but I think also insecticide resistance is also playing into that in terms of carryover populations probably, as well as just difficulties managing the given pressure in a given field and given region as well.
Definitely. And of course, insecticides the most commonly used tool to combat diamondback moth, as I understand, but you've got others. You've got things like biological control. That's typically the number two, as I understand. You've got pheromone tools like mating disruption. Where is the usage at for things like that in terms of a larger integrated program?
Yeah, so I think there's a variety of approaches that people use towards diamondback moth management and differences in conventional versus organic as well. In terms of biocontrol, I think, and various aspects of predators eating them, etc., or parasitoids out there. There's certainly parasitoids out there that will attack them. We do find them when we're making collections, including in conventional systems. So those may be playing a role, but it may be possible to more heavily rely upon them, especially with that intersection of insecticide management and biocontrol. And then other alternative management tactics are being used. I mean, in terms of mating disruption, that's a bit of a new frontier, I think. There's a sprayable that's registered now and is seeing use. Other materials for mating disruption haven't been registered, but could get registered or could see usage as well. And then I think people are trying all sorts of things, even mechanical control with vacuums at this point that has been tried, but really people are trying all sorts of things at this point.
Definitely. And I feel like something you see when a pest shows resistance like this, it's this big of a problem in this many areas of the state. You see sometimes in some crops, like almonds with navel orangeworm, for example, some areas will point to area-wide control as a potential solution here. And I know someone in the audience during your talk posed this question about how efficacious something like that really would be for diamondback moth in cole crops. What's your opinion on potentially getting an area-wide management program going and getting a large group of growers to maybe not apply an insecticide for a year, even two?
Yeah, I think it's tricky in a lot of our management or in a lot of our production areas. I think some management tactics could have some area-wide benefits, but it depends on how effective those are. And then I think it would be tricky to get true area-wide management for diamondback, given the number of players that are involved in terms of people and different organizations, or I guess different companies that are producing these cole crops across the landscape. And then I think for diamondback, you also run into this issue of non-crop areas. Some areas like the desert, these non-crop hosts likely don't play quite as big of a role in terms of surrounding desert. In our cool season production areas, there are wild mustards that are out there across the landscape that could provide reservoirs as well. So that would also play a role in terms of area-wide management.
Definitely. Obviously, the situation with diamondback moth and cole crops, it is a bit of a gloomy scenario, but I do want to get your opinion on if there's other management solutions that give you a little hope about this situation. Obviously, it's something you've been working on for a few years. Where do you see management evolving for this pest, ideally?
Yeah, on the pipeline of insecticides, hopefully we do see materials continuing to get registered, either conventional materials or biologicals that do have activity. That would be great. They could be put into the system. Otherwise, I think there are a lot of different tactics that are getting developed and trying to be developed, and really the idea is looking at all the tools in the toolbox and trying to get that many little hammers approaches for Diamondback Moth as much as possible, because it seems like that's probably the way that management will look moving forward.
Definitely, yeah. And I know you use that hammer analogy in your presentation where you have all these different types of hammers doing different jobs in that integrated approach. That's just going to be really important for a pest like this with this much resistance being shown moving forward. Ian, thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much.